Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to talk about a topic which I knew would come up, and I have made a few videos about it before as well. This topic is about contingency argument and Ibn Taymiyyah's view on contingency argument. Recently, just today, Muhammad Hijab made a new video in which he claimed that Ibn Taymiyyah believed in the contingency argument because there have been some people in the Salafi and Wahhabi Dawah community who have been questioning the stance of Ibn Taymiyyah and the stance of Muhammad Hijab regarding presenting contingency argument to argue against atheists. So these people include, for example, Sajid Lipham or some other people who essentially are saying, you cannot use philosophy or other things to prove the existence of God. You must use Quran and Sunnah. Salaf never used this type of argumentation. And as someone who is outside this debate, but who is interested in a steady position as well academically, I think that the other side, the side against Muhammad Hijab, certainly has a point when it says that Ibn Taymiyyah did not support the contingency argument. Muhammad Hijab made a claim in his video and showed a few references in which Ibn Taymiyyah is supporting some sort of cosmological argument. Uh, but to essentially understand his claim and to see what he says about contingency argument, we have to see the place where he explicitly mentions the contingency argument. And I think Muhammad Hijab conveniently skips over these references, which I'm going to show you, because he knows if these references are shown to people, it would prove that Ibn Taymiyyah not only did not believe in the contingency argument, but he does not want people to use a syllogism. This is highly dishonest from Muhammad Hijab, because Muhammad Hijab uses syllogism in his argumentation, and Ibn Taymiyyah explicitly argues against a syllogism. So, if I am to show you the very first reference of Ibn Taymiyyah, where he explicitly mentions the contingency argument and rejects it, it's in his famous book Shara Aqid al-Isfahaniyya, and in my edition you can see it on the screen as well. Here's the cover of the book. So if we go to the page 41 of this book, and I'll show you the Arabic reference as well, the original reference. It's on the screen, so you can see, he says my maqulu faddalilu ala wujudil mumkinat. So I won't read the Arabic part since it's irrelevant, because audience might not know Arabic, but I'll read the English reference, English translation of this Arabic reference. So and this is my own translation, so yeah. So Ibn Taymiyyah says that this argument is based upon two premises. First, that contingent existence exists, and second, contingent existence do not exist such except that the necessary existent exists. The first premise is not proven. It is not possible to walk on this path of Avicenna and the philosophers like him, who say that existence itself proves that there is existence of the necessary existence, because existence is either contingent or necessary, and the contingent necessitates the necessary, and they use this to prove the necessary existence. And this is without a doubt right. But the conclusion of this is the affirmation of the necessity of existence, and none from the wise deny this. And this is not from the meaning of divinity, and not is this the affirmation of creator or the necessary existence which started the heavens and the earths, like the metaphysicians among the philosophers accepted, like Aristotle and his followers, and Peripatetics and that there is existence, there is in existence a necessarily existing thing. This was accepted by the deniers of creators, such as Pharaoh and atheists from philosophers and Karamites and the likes of them as well. And then they say that existence is necessary, and necessary existence is existence in and of its own self. So what Ibn Taymiyyah is saying here is that uh, the contingency argument of Avicenna, one cannot walk on this path. He explicitly says this, that we cannot walk on this path of Avicenna, because this argument that he is bringing, it does not prove the existence of a necessary existent. It merely proves that existence is necessary. And this argument surely does not prove that God is the necessary existence, or God has attributes, or there even is a God at the first place. So for Ibn Taymiyyah, this argument just fails completely. So he explicitly says that you cannot follow the argument of Avicenna. And then there is this other reference, and it is very famous. Ibn Taymiyyah has a whole book against the philosophers, in which uh, he's criticizing the philosophers and basically the syllogism and the use of logic. So this book is called Ar-Radd al Mantiqin, and there's a shorter version which Suyuti took apart, and which only concerns to logic. It is called Jahd al-Qariha fi Tajreed al-Nasiha, and in this version, which is essentially in Ar-Radd al-Mantaqin as well, uh, Ibn Taymiyyah says that, as you can see this on the screen as well, Ibn Taymiyyah says that they follow, by they he means the philosophers, philosophers follow lengthy methods and employ artificial and dreadful expressions. In these methods they derive no benefit but only waste their time. By lengthy methods he means logic, and exhaust their minds and fall into a state of much delirium, and they claim to ascertain the truth, but lie and deceive and engage the soul in what is useless. So what will be distracted from that? So they will be distracted from that which is necessary. Their methods, by that he means logic, enhance ignorance, which is the source of hypocrisy in their heart, though they claim it to be the source of knowledge and truth. This is the sort of discussion the forefathers prohibited, although the latter prohibited is superior to the logician's discourse, because those discussions address the indicants and the judgments. So you can see, and Ibn Taymiyyah has a whole chapter in this book on refuting a syllogism. So you can clearly see that how anti-logic Ibn Taymiyyah was, and how he was against the philosophers, and how he could never agree with the contingency argument. And it is absolutely absurd for Muhammad Hijab to claim that Ibn Taymiyyah believed in the contingency argument. And after this, Muhammad Hijab changes the definition of the contingency argument. He changes the definition of attributes in his book. He takes a definition from Ibn Taymiyyah, changes the definition of Avicenna, and somehow tries to prove, argue against absolute divine simplicity, which honestly is nothing but intellectual dishonesty. So I would ask any viewer of Muhammad Hijab to please sincerely think about this issue, and ask Muhammad Hijab to face these things, and not to distort the argument of Avicenna just so it could fit in within the Thamian system, a Thamian system which is inherently anti-logical, a Thamian system which just asks for blind following. So I hope you like this video. I'm really disappointed that all this is happening, and I would just say that this is intellectual appropriation. This is like cultural appropriation, where Muhammad Hijab has no power power, no stake, and no command over the content of the contingency argument or the Islamic tradition. Uh, but he is appropriating the content from Islamic tradition to Islamic philosophical tradition to benefit for his own means. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. And inshallah, in the next video, we'll bringing some more content. So stay tuned. Jazakallah, ma salama, wa ma alayna illa al balagul mubin.